Okay, Mike, you're all set. So just make sure you note who's here, and when they take votes, they need to say their names.
Okay, thank you. So at 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. And if we can just run around and do a roll call. So Mike Steers.
I'll call the names.
Okay, Bob Murphy, Mary
Here.
Siddell, Robert Torsia, Helen
Here.
Woodhouse, Sal, and oh yeah, Peter Hughes. Yes, he's so we have a quorum. Thank you. The first item of the business tonight is to review and accept our minutes from the June 1st meeting. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions?
This is Sal talking. On page 3, it said the planning board during their next meeting on July 5th. That's the only thing I could find. All right.
Instead
that
of
was
July
incorrect.
6th.
Instead of July 6th.
Yep, it says
Okay.
July 5th, so. Okay,
Okay,
other than that, with that correction, I make a motion, we accept the minutes as corrected.
Second,
anyone opposed to that? No, thank you. We'll move on to the,
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't there at the last.
okay,
Which would be Bob
Thank you,
Torsia's
Robert.
That's
abstaining.
right.
and I should have, well, that, actually, I should have abstained too.
oh, okay, you weren't there either.
No, no,
Okay,
So Helen
so
also
Helen Woodhouse,
abstained.
Robert Torsia abstained.
And then let the record show that Richard Ross is in attendance.
Oh, thank you. And he was there, so.
Yep.
So the primary item of business tonight is to review a petition for the Skip Paul by Sunwatt Solar LLC for a solar system. And so before we jump into their presentation of that, just to remind everybody that in our comp plan, I sent out a little summary of the comp plan. Charged us with developing guidelines for residential wind and solar to amend the zoning ordinance. Provide definitions, use tables, policies, procedures, which protect neighboring properties. So then this application is for an accessory solar energy system, which is an energy system which is in support of the primary use of the property, in this case for Wishing Stone Farm. And for systems that are greater than 2,000 square feet, you are required to have a special use permit from the zoning board and reviewed by the planning board. So that is what we're doing this evening. And the special use permit says that the granting of a special use permit will not alter the general character, surrounding area, impair the intent or purpose of the chapter, and that the planning board, shall require that evidence to the satisfaction follow the standards entered into the record. So with that, I'll turn it over to Skip for his direction, and maybe Peter Hughes, but Skip, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, as the farm has grown, our electricity needs have grown with it, and we're well over $75,000 a year in electric bills. And once we heard about the possibility of receiving some grants to help amortize a system that could help us bring that cost down, we've actually had to bring the actual size of the system down, so it's not going to totally complete our electrical needs, but it will certainly get us a long way to breaking down that cost for us. It's going to be situated exactly, or within a number of feet, exactly where the wind generator, which we bought back in '85 for the same purpose, to help us help us with our costs of electricity running the farm. Unfortunately, that system and the technology that represented that from 1985 is woefully inadequate and it's never really made any money, so we shut it down. Anyway, that will be removed, and actually with it will be a little bit of secondary noise that comes along with a wind generator whirling around, whether it's making electricity or not. So I think that will be a benefit to some people's viewpoints. And yeah, we're just, none of the ground panels will be actually visible probably from really anywhere outside the farm, whether it's a neighbor to the west. The people that are to the south of us have 2 large greenhouses that will be in the way of seeing anything as far as panels. And everybody I've talked to the person to our west, I'm forgetting his name temporarily, but he has the biggest exposure to our farm. I talked with him in Europe, and he seems fine with the way we're approaching it, and so far I think we're a go as far as the neighbors that I've spoken to. And we've been working on it a while and getting the grants. Another important thing is these grants kind of come in as they can, because of the different deadlines for different grants. One of the things that was concerning us a little while ago, when there seemed to be a little bit of hiccup in the process for getting the permit, was making sure that we can get these grants all lined up so that we can actually possibly start breaking ground and getting the system running in early October or November. I'll turn it over to Peter, who knows all the nuts and bolts of the project. And if anybody has any questions, let Peter handle it from here. I know how to grow carrots. I don't know how to build a solar system.
Peter, we can't hear you.
How about now? Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes, and now.
Okay.
Oop.
All right. So yeah, so the proposed system, it's 120 panels. Like we said on the, I think you guys all have a copy of the designs. So we tried to show that we can't see that they would be visible in any way from the street, which I know a lot of folks are concerned about. There will be an inverter shed, sort of an area near to the house that collects the DC power, converts it to AC power with 6 sort of residential inverters there. Those will be on a structure, but they can be sort of aesthetically hidden. It's a net metered system, so it's just offsetting the usage on the farm. It's not producing income. So it seems to fall within the property setbacks.
Peter, this is Sal Marinosi. What's the fall, the extent of the fall of the tower that it's replacing? Do you know? The tower that holds the wind generator has a fall area around it. Do you know how tall that tower is?
Skip may know how tall the tower is.
That tower is 100 feet, and it's 150 feet away from the western.
All right. Okay. So that tower and its guying is all coming down, right, Skip?
Yeah.
Everything to do with that is being replaced by this.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. The solar's going exactly where the windmill was. Yep.
Yes.
So that's actually a location on the farm that's not super valuable for farming. I think that's why the windmill went there in the first place. That's really about it. I mean, I'm happy to answer any specific questions you guys have.
I have another question. What kind of base are you putting in for the, is that going to be planted with grass or is it going to be left natural? How are you prepping that area?
We're talking about clover.
Yeah,
That's, I think, still up for final decision from Skip, but that was the plan, to plant clover in the
The
area.
Ladino white clover is the slow growing thick clover that should only need to be weed whacked or mowed once a year. So
okay.
it'll be pretty easy to.
Is that going to be fenced in at all, Skip, or are you going to just leave it?
Normally,
No,
go ahead, Skip.
I don't think we're fencing, and then unless the deer start chewing on that as well as my crops.
Right. So normally what we do in lieu, for smaller projects like this, in lieu of a fence, we'll put something like a lattice behind the array, just so that the deer basically can't get to the actual wire cabling
All right.
on there. And usually that's acceptable by the electrical and building inspector. So that would be the plan here. And that's code compliant.
All right. I'm happy.
Cool.
I have a few questions and I think I already know the answers to them, but I think this is going to be basically to supplement your farm usage, right?
Correct.
Right. I can't remember, Mike maybe can help me out on this, but the only thing I saw was it needs a 50-foot side requirement, but is that waived because it's agriculture, Mike?
Well, it's in the middle of the property, so there are no setback issues.
Right. We have at least 50 feet on all sides.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, in our dimension standards, it says 100 feet on the side, but I don't know, maybe because it's
I think
agriculture.
that's for a principal solar system, not
Yeah.
an accessory solar system.
All right, that's waived. I kind of thought it was waived.
Right.
That was my answer. You've answered, all the neighbors seem to be in agreement. How about the fire department? Is it going to have access to?
Yes, there's my main road right down my driveway will get them
Okay.
within 100 feet of the
I kind of thought so.
back of the panel.
You going to post a bond to put this up?
That's also a requirement for a principal solar system, not an accessory solar
Not-
system.
Okay. But do you also have a plan, I guess, for a principal? Do you also have a plan to remove it, kind of like you're removing the wind tower? Windmill.
Commissioning
I mean,
plan.
The thing, according to your specs here, it's guaranteed to last 25 years. It's kind of a long time.
Right. Potentially longer. In today's dollar, it costs about $10 a panel to recycle a panel. We have 120 panels. Hopefully that price will come down over the next 25 years. There's plenty of scrap metal there that's worth some value. So
And all the wires are going to be underground?
sorry, wires
All
are
the wires are going to be underground?
underground from the array to the inverter bank. Yeah, it's about a 325 foot trench. That'll be underground PVC.
So all that'll be underground, right up to the breaker. Which
Right
this is
up
all
to
Yeah.
the main service there on the house. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and this is
pointed out.
going to be a 240 volt, 200 amp, single phase.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, that was our limitation here because that's the size of his service. So that was our limitation.
You've answered all my questions successfully.
Mike, if nobody else has questions, I'd like to make a motion.
Excellent.
I make a motion that that we approve Well, we recommend favorably with this, on this application, because this is in line with the comprehensive plan to keep our farms and keep farming in our community as a principle, and they've met all the criteria set forth, and that's it.
I'll second that motion.
Any other comments on the motion? So we'll do a roll call, or could you do a roll call, Carol, please?
Sure. Let's see, Bob Murphy,
Aye.
Helen Woodhouse,
Aye.
Mary Satel,
Aye.
Sal Marinosi,
Aye.
Richard Ross,
Aye.
Robert Torsia,
Or,
Michael Steers.
Aye,
Okay, it's unanimously voted.
thank you.
All right, good.
Okay. Good luck, Skip.
Thank you all. Stay safe.
You
Good
too.
farming, Skip.
Stay out of the lightning.
Yeah.
yeah,
Potatoes,
That wind may
tomatoes.
bring,
just starting.
that windmill may be coming down. All right,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks all.
Thanks.
good evening, all. So now we have a little planning board business with the unexpected and unfortunate announcement of Mark's retirement. So I think everybody got a copy of his letter and notice. We have an item on the agenda to get a volunteer, someone to raise their hand to be the administrative officer for the balance of that term. But beforehand, I think I'd like to suggest that we write a note of thanks to Mark for all his time and service and help and dedication to the town and the planning board.
So, yeah, I
Yes.
Yes.
agree.
Definitely.
Agree.
Yeah, we all agree.
Okay, who would like to do that?
Mike Steers.
Okay. I'd be happy to do that. So I think officially we should have a notice of some sort of a motion to write a letter of appreciation and congratulations and thanks to Mark.
I'll make that. Go, Sal.
I'll make a
Go.
motion that we write a letter, that Mike Steers writes a letter of appreciation for all the many services and time that Mark has put into the planning board on behalf of the town.
Second it.
Does anyone opposed to that? Thank you. So now to the task. I think that Edie sent everyone the description of what's involved in the position. And has everyone had a chance to look through that?
Yep.
Yes.
And could I ask for a volunteer or someone willing to recommend someone or volunteer?
So Bob Murphy, what do you think?
What do I think? I think I'll throw my head in. I'll volunteer.
Okay.
Great. Does anyone else want to throw their hat in? No?
No.
Mary, you
No,
so
no,
quick
no,
to that.
I took one look at this and I went, okay. I think someone else will be much better at this than I.
Mhm.
So we need a nomination.
It's gonna be a tough chore to keep up with what Mark did, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Really gonna be tough.
Well, you got about 18 years or 20 years to work on it.
Yeah.
He was not going to rush you into this.
Yeah, Thanks for the confidence on
Yeah.
my life expectancy here.
Doesn't happen overnight.
I would put my name in, but I'm missing during the winter a lot.
Yeah.
And that would make a hardship for, you
Tough to
know,
review those
business.
applications when you're in Florida.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether the other Bob Torture would want to do it either.
I'm really
I thought
stretched right
Mary,
now.
I thought Mary was gonna do it,
Oh,
or Helen.
Oh, right. No, I think Bob Murphy just has,
Bob Murphy's fun. Yep.
he's,
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I'll make a motion that we appoint Bob Murphy as the administrative officer of the planning board, the Little Compton Planning Board.
I second that.
Okay, I think we need a roll call, Carol.
Okay. Mary Satel.
I say yes.
Sal,
Bob, go ahead, not me.
Sal Marinosi,
I say yes, and I'll second it too.
Bob Torsia,
Or,
Richard Ross,
for it,
Helen Woodhouse,
Yes,
Bob Murphy,
Aye.
and Mike Steers.
Yes,
Okay, unanimous.
thank you,
Yeah.
Bob.
Hear him.
And
Good luck, Bob.
I'll
I'll see you soon, Mike.
We'll go see Joe on these applications as they come in and go through them one at a time and work it. So you and I can spend a couple hours in town hall. I guess we're, so it's easier now to work there and go through the mechanics. So thank
Yeah,
you.
I'd appreciate that, Mike.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
oh, second that.
Gosh, that was.
I'm making a motion
That
that
was-
we file everything in correspondence in their proper files.
Alrighty.
Already started, huh, Bob?
It said there was no correspondence, so you're all set.
Okay.
So
Did you not read the
Alright.
agenda?
So this,
motion to adjourn. Is there anybody opposed to that?
No.
So please
No.
check your windows. The
I know, it's coming.
thunder's cracking down here, so.
Yeah.
Yep.